Evening to you, our dear viewer. Thank you so much. You're trusting that you are well kept of our Lord Jesus Christ, and we appreciate your time right here on MBCI TV. You're watching the program Ask the Ministers of God, your favorite program to highlight quite a number of issues, weighty matters, challenging issues as far as Christianity is concerned, and also maybe just the normal life is concerned. And of course, giving you a platform to interact with the servants of God and to get answers. We believe for every question, there is an answer. For every challenge or a problem, there is a solution. So thank you so much. This is where we set things straight. And tonight, there is a topic that we had discussed in a different program, but we just want to take it and to escalate it further and looking at why is it that we have so many people, so many Christians that have been deceived to a point that they have actually been mistreated in what we can actually call, quote unquote, the so-called churches. Where is the origin of this deception? How can you avoid to be deceived? What are some of the effects of this deception? This is a conversation that you want to look out for, and also maybe also extend a hand of help to somebody who has been affected. My panel tonight is comprised of Apostle Dan Gishimo, our resident minister in this particular program. Good to have you, sir. Karibu sana.
Thank you, Magicho, and welcome our viewer to this program.
Yes, and also for the first time, I have a new guest, that is Egidio Mbogo. Karibu sana. Good to have you tonight on this particular set.
Thank you, sir. Welcome on.
Thank you so much, and many thanks. And just before I shoot the first question to Apostle Dan Gishimo, you can also feel welcome to join us, give us your reflections and also your opinions on this particular conversation. You know the drill. Our Facebook page is MBCI TV. Our shortcut platform is 23814. We begin to appreciate your contribution. And I know, Apostle, we had talked about this particular issue, but for purposes of actually even trying as much as possible to help so many of our viewers, and maybe who also have people who have been affected, or actually even they themselves having been affected. And one of the questions that maybe someone would want to find out, how difficult or easy is it for somebody to be deceived, to go maybe to the wrong church, or actually even maybe to participate in the wrong doctrine?
Deception is very real, Magicho. I would say so. You know, if you go to the Garden of Eden, there was deception there, isn't it?
Okay.
And ever since that first deception, there have been deceptions all through. Of course, we know the father of deception, which is lie, is the devil himself. Now, when people do not understand things, they become vulnerable to deception. And for example, if you do not know the Christian doctrine, any doctrine that comes along is most likely you'll have to embrace it. And sometimes what you embrace is deception. If you also know the right doctrine and then you deviate from the right doctrine, then you are also likely to be a victim of deception. So either unknowingly you get into deception, which perhaps down the line you'll discover that you went into the wrong thing, or you have deviated from it and then you get into deception. But for sure, people get deceived.
People get deceived.
However, that's where we have this program.
Sure.
And that's why we are there. And I wish people all over the world can watch us, because we have nothing to hide. We are just there to tell the people the truth.
Exactly.
And the truth is on the doctrine of Christ himself. Once you get the doctrine right, then you keep off.
Wow. Thank you so much, Apostle. Well put there. At this juncture, let me bring Minister Egidio Mbogo. When you look at this particular issue of deception,
yes,
you believe that this is not something that people need to take for granted. It is real,
sure,
and it is actually shaping out and shaping people the wrong way out there.
Sure. I concur with the Apostle that deception is as old as when the world began, because our forefathers in faith and they were deceived, and that is where suffering came because of the deception. And it has been handled many times by the ministers of God in the Bible. You find like Hosea 4:6 says that my people perish because of lack of knowledge. So it's like people are rushing too much. You see, we are living in a life which we call life of takeaway. Yeah, everything is takeaway. So people are running too fast. They want to become what they think they should be too fast. So they're not taking time to, or the procedure which they're supposed to undertake so that they may grow to a stage where they can learn things. So that is where the devil is taking a chance to distort the church, to distort the family of God, because people are not ready to follow the procedures. And this is making people vulnerable to simple teachings because they want to reach faster than their pace. So making them like weak. And you see, this has defamed the church. It has defamed the word of God. That people think that every man of God who stands to speak is a liar. He is deceiving people. People are after either riches, people are after money. But that's not the truth. What we want to tell our viewers is that there are things that people need to follow that they may be able to handle things and to make the church grow. For instance, there are things when people come to church, there are things they should follow. There are teachings they should be taught. Like where I fellowship in Full Gospel, when people get born again, they undergo certain teachings which we call discipleship class that make them grow and mature, that they may not fall to the trap of deception. Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much, Elder Gideon Mbogo. You've put it very well, and Apostle, that point is maybe also quite debatable, but there must be a way out, because is it that maybe the enemy has changed the tactics, or is a scenario that maybe most of the people, and in this particular case maybe Christians, have provided maybe for the enemy to be very, very maybe successful in bringing these antics and affecting so many of them?
Yes, I would say that just like what Mr. Bogo has said, the Bogo has said, that people do not want to go through the process to reach a certain level of maturity. So when you don't want to go through the whole process to get to where you are mature in a certain area of knowledge, then most likely you become a victim, and for the interest of our discussion, deception. So when it comes to a person who is a Christian, you should know what is entailed within Christianity. Of course, he has said very well, there are discipleship classes. You must go through those classes. Of course, there are other things in Christianity, like you learn like the ordinances of Christianity. You know, you have to learn all these things. And you learn those things from the Bible. So the source also must be the Bible, not the man of God. Because what the source from the man of God is his source. However, God can use the man of God who sources out the information from the scriptures. And that one will help the person from become a victim, you know, to the deception.
Exactly. As we chip in on that, Elder Bogo, because we are living at an age where so many people are in the run to ensure that they have a fulfillment in life, they have a satisfaction. Everyone is looking at right outside there, everybody is saying we are all chasing after this particular bag. Now, when you're looking at this in relation to deception, do you really think that there is a way in which, even as they go and be fall prey to this deception in some of these churches, is there a way in which they really benefit?
Let me start by saying that wherever people want to harvest where they did not plant, they are at a verge of destruction.
Okay.
Because the issue you are talking about, people are in haste, trying to catch up with things too fast. So you find that they are so much vulnerable that they don't take time to think. They don't take time even to argue themselves out, that they may come out with the specifics or with the truth in themselves. Now, when you read the book of 1 Corinthians chapter number 11, Paul was trying to convince the church in Corinthians that they should be very cautious, that they should not receive any other gospel. He was arguing that he is a true minister, but he is not bragging to be the only one, but he is telling people, anyone else who will come with a different gospel apart from the one we have taught you, take caution. Now, then this means we need, or the church and the people need to be under certain leadership. Yeah, because we realize that now people are very unstable. Yeah, they are moving everywhere, looking for or sourcing for power, sourcing for miracles, sourcing for all these things, because they are not ready to undergo the process.
Yeah.
So what I would urge the people or the church is that let people accept to be under leadership. Let them be ready to be taught, that they may not fall prey, because the truth is deception is very real. That is why every time in the news you cannot miss news about the church.
Exactly.
How people are being mistreated, how people are being rooted, how people are being rooted in the name of God.
Yeah.
But we need to know this is all about deception, and people have to subject themselves to a leadership that will make them be nurtured to become what God intends them to become. Thank you.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
Apostle, and as Lambogo has put it very well, even during a time when we have a lot of information that comes from all direction, as a mature Christian or as one who wants to actually do things the right way, there is still that standard way in which one is supposed to maybe work out or maybe even to act to avoid some of these maybe antics from the enemy so that they cannot be affected.
Definitely. I would say, for example, and probably I can get into some specifics. When somebody tells you, Magicho, you know, I can see that you are going to get rich in a week's time. Well, first of all, I've never seen anything like that in the Bible. What I have seen in the Bible is God blesses the work of your hands.
Sure.
It is God who gives you power to do what? To make wealth.
Yeah.
These are the things that somebody is bringing to you that I can see you in a week's time. You are going to make a million, or whatever the amount of money is. You know, this is something that you are supposed to be very cautious. And especially these abrupt messages or prophecies. Well, in fact, I don't miss my ones, I call them demonic prophecies. That, you know, you are going to, like cadabra, and then you get what you want. It doesn't work that way, and God does not work that way. God blesses the work of your hands. That's why God has given you the two hands. And in fact, people should not keep off the fact that even the 5 common senses is a part of God's creation.
Exactly.
Make use of it. When somebody tells you that you are going to get 1 million shillings when you give him 1,000, you know, common sense should prevail. Like, for example, there is one in the media who tells people, you know, you give 200, and then I think within an hour or 4 hours or something like that, you are going to get 5,000. Use your common sense.
Sure.
These are lies. These are liars.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we are seeing them everywhere, because there is no way, apparently, that anybody now can control the information that is getting out there to people.
Exactly.
So we are the people to do the judgment. Do your fair judgment.
Wow.
All I know, God can bless you.
Exactly.
And no doubt about that.
Wow. Let's take a short break at this particular point. You are still watching MBCI TV. The program is Ask the Ministers of God. I have Pastor Dan Gishimo, resident minister, and also Elder Egidio Mbogo. We are looking at why is it that so many people have been deceived and so many of them being mistreated in those so-called churches. Watch out for part B of this particular interview.